Hello, my name is Willard Lund, and I am in Management 7101 and providing an oral presentation. And I'm going to speak to you about Social Security. This should be near and dear to almost everyone because certainly U.S. citizens need to know how to apply, how much you get, and how to get the highest possible benefit, but even non-citizens, because under some cases you're eligible for Social Security. So how do you determine how much you get? Well, for example, we all know where it comes from. We all pay taxes, both ourselves personally, Social Security taxes, and also our companies. That goes in a big trust fund or a bucket. And in that bucket of money, that gets paid out. Well, that's another detailed discussion for another video, but the amount that you have determined, you've inputted, has a huge implication on how much you get back. So the bare minimum amount of work you need to do to get any sort of benefit from Social Security in terms of retirement payment would be 10 years or 40 units to be precise. So every time you work during a given quarter and pay into the system, you get 1 unit. You can get up to a maximum of 4 units per year, and 10 years of work where you work all 4 units in a year, that's 40 units is the minimum you have to work in order to get a pension payment when you qualify at retirement. Now, but for those of us who work more than 10 years, how is that calculated? Well, the administration, Social Security Administration, takes your top 35 years of earnings and divides by 35 to get an average. Now, good news for us, they don't take, let's say you made $10,000 in 1995, and now you earn $10,000 in 2025. Obviously, $10,000 back then is worth more than today. They do index it for inflation, index all your income, and then they take the top 35 years, all indexed, and divide by 35 to get an average, and use that as the basis for your payment. So if there's anything you remember from this, is that if you have zeros, or you've only worked for 30 years or 31 years, the Social Security Administration takes whatever years that you haven't gone to 35 and plugs in zeros. And we know if you take zeros in the denominator for the average, it's really going to skew your average 35 years downward. So number one recommendation, make sure you get 35 solid years in. And like, for example, with myself, I have a couple very low earning years back in my early 20s. And so as I'm earning more now, those will drop off. So my 35 years will continue, but I'm trying to drop off the very, very low earning years when I was 21, 22, 23. So I hope if there's one tip that you remember from this, work your 35 years, increase your benefit as much as you can. And then in another video, we'll talk about how you can draw at a certain time. You can draw as early as 62 or as late as 70, and that's a whole nother discussion. Thank you.